But first, by far the most famous coastline in the Mediterranean, which has always traded on its glamour and on its breathtaking beauty, the French Riviera. Once a region of modest fishing villages and olive groves, the British upper classes arrived here some 200 years ago and transformed it into a playground for European royalty and the super rich. From Monaco down through Nice to Cannes, this is where many of the most luxurious yachts in the world are moored in idle splendor. I'd come to Beaulieu-sur-Mer, near Nice, to board a yacht that represents the very epitome of old Riviera chic. Chief Officer Lee Wilkes was taking me out to sea. On the horizon, one of the most famous ships to have sailed the Mediterranean in the 1950s and 60s. Perhaps more than any other vessel, the Christina Oh has played host to some of the biggest names of the 20th century. Originally built to hunt down German U-boats and to protect convoys during the Second World War, it was bought in 1954 by the Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis and converted into the largest and most beautiful private yacht of its time. Onassis used his yacht as a center for business and politics and as a tool for brazen seduction. The Christina Oh is now used for chartered voyages. On board, I was greeted by General Manager David Jean-Jean, whose job it is to cater to every whim and fancy of his well-heeled guests.
Lovely day, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. Some of the biggest names in history
Exactly.
have had an association with this ship, with this yacht.
That's correct. The 50s, 60s jet set, President Kennedy, Greta Garbo, Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, who was playing the grand piano of Christina in 1957 in Cannes.
This was Aristotle Onassis's bedroom. And everywhere, there are reminders of the shipping magnate who once owned it. This is where Onassis met his future wife, Jackie, who had come on board with her then husband, John F. Kennedy. But for Onassis, always itching to rub shoulders with the politically famous, no guest was more eagerly pursued than Sir Winston Churchill. But look at the wonderful portrait of Winston Churchill.
Oh, Sir Winston Churchill, indeed.
He was
close friend of Aristotle Onassis.
and he was here. This is a
He has spent several cruises on board with Lady Clementine.
I went down below to meet François Audran, veteran of many a Michelin star restaurant, and now head chef. Hello.
Sir, how are you?
François, how are you?
Nice to meet you, sir.
This is your world.
This is my guide dog.
You are probably one of the most important people on this yacht because you have to keep the customers really happy.
I'm really happy, and the guests are really demanding, as you can imagine. They always ask something which you're not expecting them to ask you, kind of things like 2 o'clock in the morning. Or
Sounds a pretty stressful life.
It is. Well, not stress because we know what we do, but pressure. Yeah, a lot of pressure because we cannot make any mistake. We have to make the job happening. So if you're sick, even if you're sick because you're tired, or no, just carry on. The guests come here, they have to be satisfied, whatever happened behind.
You must have some of the most expensive food in the world here.
Definitely. 2 years ago for a 3-week charter, we had about 70,000 euros of bill only regarding the food. Money is not a big deal here. I never say no to the guest. I mean, this is something we just can't say. Yes, sir, no problem. That's the only answer, all time.
I'm sure they're all very relieved to hear that. Thank you so much, François.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you. I left Francois and his team and headed up to the bridge, where Captain Zivanovic was preparing to take the Christina Oh out to sea.
Okay, copy that. Please start hiving up anchor as soon as you can.
We are anchored.
Okay.
So, time to go.
Time to go. And we're underway now.
That's correct.
That lovely soft purr of the engines. The glamorous jet set who were once aboard Christina Oh are perhaps fading memories now. But the delight of sailing the Mediterranean in style will never be consigned to history.